Mr. Snead has inspired me ever since I started teaching at Chief Sealth in 2011. As an 8th grade teacher at Denny, all I ever heard when the students would come back to me is, "Miss Whiting, you gotta meet Mr. Snead. You gotta meet Mr. Snead." And I'm like, wow, and why? And he's like, he calls us kinfolk. He calls us kinfolk. And I'm like, what? Who is this guy they're talking about? And then I met Eddie Snead.
I was born in the middle of the 20th century, in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the month, in Mill, Georgia. Wow. Prime time for Jim Crow law. I lived through the original Jim Crow, which involved lynching, jailing, prison time, separation in particular, black water fountains, white water fountains, black bathrooms, white bathrooms, black barbershops, white barbershops, black cemeteries, white cemeteries. Everything was segregated. I went to an all-black high school from 1st grade to 12th. I never went to college. I never went to school with any other race except mulattoes at the time in Georgia. I used to love to play basketball. I even played my 12th grade year in high school. And at that time, we had developed such a good team that our parents were raising hell with us trying to get into a gym for us to play in. I never forget one night we was playing, and you look up around the top, the windows was up at top, and the KKK was up at the window looking at us play. It wasn't up there for anything destructive. They just wanted to see us play because they had heard about how good we were. And so I grew up under total segregation until I basically moved here. Started school at the University of Washington.
I think Mr. Snead embodies what is best in a teacher, bringing kids into a strong, positive relationship and making them a part of his family, because he loves students first and teaches them along the way.
Mr. Snead was one of the teachers that motivated me the most during my freshman year. He motivated me through his anecdotes of his struggles in the past, of how going to school was really difficult and life was just really hard in general. In a way, his anecdotes motivated me because I realized I had the privilege that he didn't have, so then I should use that privilege and improve myself from there on. And also, even though in his 60s, he still wants to go to school, and that just shows you that school and education is endless.
The IMA, I didn't have a clue where that was until I got there and noticed it was the University of Washington. Martin Luther King was killed 1 month before I graduated from high school. And so when I got here, and got introduced to the University of Washington, I fell in love with it, and to fast forward 4 years and a quarter later, I was graduating with a political science degree and didn't have no idea how I was going to use it. When a principal approached me, her name was Kathy Thomas. I'll never forget it. It was on a Friday. She came down to the locker room at halftime and knocked on the door and asked me where I was from and what my position was in life. And I said, I'm a referee. And she said, what is your real job? I said, I'm a referee. She said, brother, you sure ought to be a teacher. She said, I noticed the camaraderie you had with the kids, and they was focusing on you more than they do their teachers at school. And she said, brother, you sure ought to be a teacher. And so I said, like, okay. Maya Angelou supposed to have been the guest speaker, but she broke her leg and she couldn't make it for that particular event. So they had Alice Walker. And when Alice Walker gave her speech, she gave the most powerful speech with the softest voice I ever heard about the education gap. She talked about the residual effects on young black people from that time period up until this day. It still plays a very important part on their education. When I heard her deliver that speech that particular night, I said, well, maybe I should go into education. And I got a master's in education, and I did my student teaching at Garfield. I've been here as a 9th grade, 10th grade teacher for the past 8 or 9 years, and I'll probably be here for 1 more year. I just finished doing a class a quarter for the last 3 quarters at law school at the University of Washington, and I'm very excited about that.